day 2 of the $250,000 buy.
Calm, cool, collected is the motto. And hopefully, if we don't go broke on this last hand.
The presentation of our new long-term friendship.
Okay. Okay, you gonna mic me up?
Yes, sir.
Here comes Daniel.
Daniel.
Let's play some poker. How about that?
Do it all now, top corner like all in. Lit the fire when you doubt it, now I'm all in. Put me with the best, bring the stars in. Undefeated mode, no falling.
Sup, dudes? What are you thinking? What are you feeling like watching today? You want your Bluey, huh? You into the Bluey right now? Or you want like the relaxing dog music on YouTube? Which one? You don't care, huh? You guys are just passed out. Well, enjoy, you know? Sleep away, sleep the day away. Oh, you want belly rubs, that's what you want. That's what he does. He says, oh, come here. Give me some of that, give me some of that. That's a good boy. You're a good boy, so. Yeah, okay, we gotta go, because, see, here's the deal, Paul, the parking garage, gotta be careful, because you don't know necessarily if it's gonna be packed. What's your deal today, huh? What's your deal? You just feeling lazy or what? You're like, I don't know. Amanda would see this and say, oh no, Rocky's mad, Rocky's sad, Rocky doesn't feel good, and maybe it's true. I don't know, I'll have to check on him. How about you? You just chilling. Because usually when I do this, Rocky comes over and he's jealous. Let's see, what's your deal? Okay, oh, you just want something. You wanted me to come to you. Okay, never mind. You're tired. Okay, we'll let you sleep. Okay? Yeah. Good boys.
Alrighty, we're heading in to day 2 of the $250,000 buy. And rebuys are available for 2 more hours. Hopefully, we don't have to endeavor upon a rebuy, because that's annoying. You know, it makes it more difficult to, quote unquote, well, get even and turn a profit in 10Ks, you know what I'm saying? So let's talk a little bit about my table draw today, because within the app, as you can see your entire table for the next day, the chip counts. Now, if you notice the chip counts, nobody's really crushing it. Start with 1.5, biggest stack is like 1.7, I think, or 1.8 in that neighborhood. So what do we notice about this table, okay? You always want to like sort of take into account, formulate strategies based on your opponents. And this one, I think, really matches up for me incredibly well. Generally speaking, historically, Euro style, overly aggressive kind of play has really fallen into my lap, and I have like sort of so my basic go-to of like kind of old school small ball is kind of a pain in that ass when they do that, because they're trappable, right? Key thing to trap people is you have to have the best hand, so kind of more reliant upon kind of what we talked about, you know, people quote unquote giving you the chips. And you also want to choose like, all right, well, whenever you see a table, like you think, okay, each player at that table, you want to say like, who do I want to overbluff from the GTO baseline, and who do I want to underbluff? And how do you choose? Okay, people you think just call too much, like they find excuses with theory and they call, like just don't bluff them. Simple. Generally speaking, you know, you're seeing a crew here where that's true. So I think today, against this crew, based on history too and playing at them, I think I'm just going to underbluff. Unless things change. But yeah, so in a weird way, we'll be listen, we're not going to like all the way back to 2004 small ball, right? But we're going to probably, so one of the two choices you have. When the table's like crazy, bonkers aggressive, you can try to out-aggressive them, right? But that's like a leopard changing his stripes or something like that, or spots, I don't know, there's a saying. So really, you can do two things. People playing way over-aggressive, you can just sit back and be a little bit more on the passive side. So I think I'm going to make a small adjustment, deviation towards slightly more passive. Now, here's the thing. Some of them will already predict that. Some of them will be like, well, yeah, you know, he doesn't bluff you or whatever. Okay, well, somehow, some way, they find a way to call. Like, somehow, some way, they're like, yeah, you know, he doesn't really have bluffs here, but like, I'm getting a good price. I have to call here. with 70% of my range, so I'm just gonna call and pay him off. Like, you know, so hopefully we just have it a lot today for the first little bit, because I don't suspect. Listen, if the really, really good bluffs come about that are tricky and they're unique and they're bougie, I like to call them bougie bluffs. If there's some bougie bluffs available, we'll definitely take the bougie bluffs. We're gonna, you know, we're not gonna like sit back like a complete limp. But overall, the adjustment against these types of players, to some degree, is gonna be overall under bluffing. For now, we'll see. All right, I don't think I can play it, guys. I don't think I can play it. I think it's a Swedish song. Helt seriös. Vad går du med min? Du har riktigt ting. Helt naturligt ting. Helt seriös. I don't know what this means, but man, this tune is catchy. If you can play a little bit on the drive, bro. Helt seriös. Naturligt ting. Gonna boop da boop da boop boop. Oh my god, this song is banging. Helt seriös. I love it. Play it if you can play it. Cause it is, yo. Bill Brunson used to say it. It's a battle of wits. We got the camos too. Poker is war. Hoodie. I'm gonna throw a little GG team Daniel. What the hell am I? What accent was that? It makes no sense. Okay, so this is what we're going with for today. Got some high tops, creative Rex, and we got, of course, a lot of people were commenting on the sparkly hat. We got sparkles. It's a new one. Cool. All right. It's 11:40 something. 11:40 something. Time to head over to the horseshoe. Let's do it. Oh, there's a cooler one. Wow. I got a couple of these. These are like, this might go better with this. The blue. I don't know. We'll see.
It's okay. Just kick him out, okay? Mr. No recording. No. I'm sorry, I didn't want to touch it. It was accident. Accident can happen. I gotta go play cards. Find someone else.
Okay, you have a present for me, apparently?
Daniel,
Yes.
in the presentation of our new long-term friendship,
Okay.
this is for you.
Okay, what is this?
You know what is that?
No.
There is a Czech
You're
famous
coming too
writer
close. I gotta keep you...
who is called Jaroslav Foglar.
Yeah.
And this is from one of his book. And you need to take this hedgehog out
Okay.
of the cage. Do that.
I need to take the
It's very
headshot out of the cage. Is it easy to do?
By the
not-
way, you are supposed to say thank you.
Thank you very much, Martin, to honor our new friendship. Okay, here we go. Chlavolam. I'll try it. Sounds fun.
Stop the clock. Then we'll draw for hands. Perfect. We'll do that. Then you guys are going to break, and then come back and do the one. Perfect. Thank you.
All right, little update. We're about to go on break. We got one hand left to play, and here's how we know. So one of the things about these high rollers, what we're doing is at the end of rebuy, because a lot of people max late reg, doing a full redraw. All right, so if you're doing a full redraw, one of the important things you have to do to maintain the integrity of the game is randomize how many hands are left. So at the end of the night, with 10 minutes to go, usually they draw for hands between 3 and 7. That way people can't manipulate it. If you don't do that in this situation, imagine this. Imagine you know there's going to be a full redraw. It's going to be your big blind the very next hand. You have time banks. There's 1 minute and 30 on the clock. Just burn your time banks. You don't pay the blinds. Lock that up. So we can't allow that sort of angle, if you will. So this is the solution to it. And we dealt. We got 4 more hands, and they're very slow. This is not like limit hold'em. It feels like every hand is 30, 30, 30, whatever. We've got 1.62. As soon as this last hand's over, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'm gonna head over to the stretching area. I got my own stuff here. I don't need to go to the room. And then we're gonna talk about one small spot. Nothing crazy. Like I said, I've been pretty just uninvolved. We chipped up just a little bit. And hopefully, if we don't go broke on this last hand, we're in for what I call the min cash, which means no rebuy, minus 250K in terms of the buy-in. So it's been a while. I'm always in for 2 bullets on that one. It's like historically, so it'd be nice to just be in for one. All right, let's go over to the stretch corner. Let's talk about this hand. Interesting, sort of in relation to what we talked about in the car about under bluffing. This was a spot, and it's funny because then I find myself bluffing, but giving up. So let's talk about the hand real quick. I'll steal a chair over here, set up nice. Okay, Do it proper. Do it proper. Let me see. I always put my hand in your face when I do this. How about that? Oopsie. Party foul. Okay, here I am. Hi. Okay. So this was the hand. So the blinds are 15-30. I hadn't played a hand quite a bit. And I'm under the gun 1 7-handed. And I raised, or 6-handed actually. 6-handed, yeah. So I opened for min with 10-8 of hearts. Mikita Bajikowski calls in the cutoff. Or, yeah, I guess it would be the cutoff. Chris Huney, he defends the small. Now the flop comes ace 5 deuce. The ace is a heart, 5 deuce rainbow. So 3 different deuces. 1 is a spade as well. Huney checks. I feel like Mikita's range, I think it was 7-8 or whatever. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember it was somewhat early positions. Okay, let's just focus on what matters. I like to check this flop because I'm going to do that with a decent number of ace-x hands. It's a pretty dry board. I don't have to always bet here. The other reason is if I'm coming for small, which is usually what I would do, I feel like Mikita's going to call anyway and try to float some and this and that. So I thought, let's go with a different line. Let's check this flop and then maybe see if there's any interest from the other opponents, and if not, maybe we'll steal it on the turn. So Mikita checks. Now the turn is the king of spades. So there's ace king out there with 2 spades. Chris checks. I go for 150. Now part of that is who has range advantage? Me. I can have king king. I can have ace king. You know, obviously not 3-4, but I go for 150. Mikita calls in position. So now I'm thinking, all right, well I have the big range advantage. If river's like an 8 or a 9, I might have to go big and really bomb this because it's going to be very difficult for a 1-pair hand to call, which is what he most likely has. River is a 4, so now there's a 4-liner out there. So ace 2, 4, 5. So now I don't love this card because when I'm repping, if I'm repping big, I'm repping a 3. What 3 do I have? The only 3 I can really have is specifically ace 3 suited. Okay, if I have ace 3 suited, you know, then I might not even go that big either with that hand. But if he has an ace, which is, you know, most likely holding here, he's going to deduce that there's an ace on board. There's an ace in his hand that only leaves 2 left. And if I'm only value betting there for big with ace 3 suited, then he's got kind of an easy call in a way. I could go for blocker size, bet like 300 and try to rep king king or ace ace and feel like I'm not going to get raised, which has merit. But overall, kind of within the spirit of what we said, decided to underbluff, didn't bluff it, and he had king queen suited. So might have worked, might not, doesn't matter. We're through on 1 bullet. Now it's time to make a dent and go deep and do work. All right, as we're on break here, I wanted to clarify one thing that I was a little off on my numbers or my percentages. Remember when I said yesterday that like the majority in this are like going to be too cool for school? I'd say no. I've actually realized it's not the majority. There's some, but the majority are cool and respectful and get it. You know, yeah. So that was off. It wasn't the majority are too cool for school, but there are some. Okay, probably a minority. Yeah, just, you know, clearing the record because why not? 10 minutes on break and I got nothing to do. I'm not going to the room, chilling out. Probably this guy's. You see that? I noticed that, right? He's like got the camera ready. So does she. Huh? You guys want to do a picture? Hi. Huh? Hi. Hi. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so we got exactly 2.7 million, end of level 12, 29 remain, average is about 3.2, when playing 80K big blind. Just playing pretty solid, pretty tight actually overall. Haven't had a lot of opens, and feel good though. I feel calm, relaxed, even though you got Martin behind you, non-stop yelling. It's not phasing me at all, just waiting for the game to come in me. That's what we up to. Sad, it's not a bluff.
Wow, what a serious case of easy come to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess something eventful happened. During that, how'd I get my chips? I opened with aces and keyed a 3-bet. I made it 125. He made it 325, and I jammed 1.5. He had ace queen suited. Right around when he was at the 5-second mark, I said, "It's not a bluff." Okay. I got a lot of reasons for why I said that, and then he called, and aces held. So 2.7 gives us 33 and a bit. It's right around the average, which is, yeah, it's right around the average. I feel really relaxed today. Very calm, tranquilo, kind of like zoned in. I'm really avoiding spots that are low. I mean, I'm looking really to play aggressively in high leverage spots and kind of minimizing losses in low leverage spots. How do I explain that? It's, I don't know, probably too complex for this little break, but Ted can get paid, 29 left, 516K for the min cash. Not that we're worried about, well, we're gonna win. Let's win. Let's just focus in and win. All right, we're down to 3 tables right here, Adrian and I, and we're looking at the gift that Martin got us, and we're deciding whether this is an actual scam or this actually is a thing. You're supposed to be able to take that ball out. Jeremy looks like he's making some headway.
Minimal progress, but
Minimal progress. You got to move.
there's some chance it's just a scam.
That we all feel like it's just like it doesn't come out, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time.
Okay. Well, my friends, dinner gonna taste good. We're going to dinner break with 22 left, I believe. I got 6.9 mil, which is among the leaders. Really just calm, cool, collected. Calm, cool, collected is the motto. So I'm hungry. I didn't do my daily snack. Just focused in. Really just calm. Calm, cool, collected. That's the motto today. Keep playing great. Make the moves you're supposed to make all the way to the finish line. All right, while my food is heating up in the microwave, let's talk about a spot I didn't take, okay? Spot I didn't take. 40 and 80,000 are the blinds. Nikita Bajikowski opens under the gun for min, 160. Joao Vieira calls on the button. I'm in the big blind. I have 7 of diamonds, 8 of hearts, 7-8. It's a really good price I'm getting for min. I take a flop. Now the flop is king 6-5 with 2 hearts. So I have that 8 of hearts blocker. I've also got the open end ended. But I check. Makita goes 125, pretty small. Joao raises to 525. Puts us in kind of in an uncomfortable spot, frankly, when we have like 2.8, because if we flat and then Makita jams, we're just burning 500s. We can't call, right? But I don't think that's going to happen at a high frequency in this spot. He's going to have a, big hand, a hand that maybe has us dead, like nut flush draw type stuff. So I call. Makita folds. Now, I'm thinking here with my hand, there's also, let's say he has a made sort of hand, like a king or, 2 pair. That 8 of hearts is going to come in handy because I can use that. So when I call there, it looks like a big draw. What is the biggest draw there? A flush draw, right? The 7-8 is a little more hidden if a 4 or a 9 comes. What's much more evident is the heart. So what we got to do here is we got to extract value if we catch a 4 or a 9, and we have to, after check, turn, hopefully bluff a river if we miss with that 8 of hearts, very important card, because again, then he's only going to look at what does he beat. He just beats 7-8 with a heart kind of thing. That's it. There's not a lot of combos of that. Anyway, the turn is the worst card in the deck. It's a 5. So very difficult for me to rep. I can't rep. It's hard to rep quads here. I don't have king. I could have 6-6 potentially, but even those hands probably just raise the flop. So my hand is kind of face up here. It could be just the king. I could have like king, jack, king 10, something like that, or a draw. I check, he checks. River's the queen of clubs. Now, as much as I'd love to bluff this spot, we have the worst combo to do it because we block some of the bluffs that he might have. Let's say, we block some of the flush draws, we block some of the 7-8, 8-9 stuff, like a really, really bad hand. Plus, he might make a very light call here because he beats all draws. As it turns out, he checked back 6-4 spades. And you might think, oh, you could have bluffed him a pair of 6s. Hell no. It would have taken a lot. I'll tell you why. Because I'm not going to bomb a king when the queen comes. I'm just playing kings and 5s with a queen kicker. I'm not going to bomb it. I would bet small with it or whatever. He can pay it off. He's getting a price kind of thing. So it's just like wasting money. If I go really, really big, what am I saying I have? He has a 6 in his hand. He's an amazing bluff catcher because what I'm repping really is that 6-6 or the 6-5, something like that. And when he has a 6, I think he would have called, frankly. So we chose not to bluff that one, and our patience has been rewarded. Picked up some hands, a couple jams here and there, and now we're cooking. We're cooking with some grease. Is that a saying? It's gotta be. we will be on the stream table, which means yours truly will no longer be vlogging, but you can watch. And what they're doing is, these are our normal time extensions, these little paper guys, but they're going fancy, huh? How fancy, these fancy big plaques. They got a lot. I mean, I have 12 because I was given 12. I don't think, you know, what thinking's overrated.
Yeah, I was
Everyone,
just saying that. You still got all your time?
yeah, why would I think? I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for 30 years.
Right.
What the heck? What's 30 more seconds gonna do for me?
Nothing.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you gonna mic me up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go t-shirt because it might be warm and, you know. For the people, are we getting to the money? Joao, the people want to know, are we getting to the money tonight? Okay, the situation is we've drawn down to 2 tables, 16 players, 8-handed. 6 more need to go broke, but we're playing pretty deep.
Yeah, we are, but I don't think everyone else is.
No. Well, Ben is playing very deep.
But we lost a quarter of the field in
Yeah, but it'll slow. It'll slow. Yeah. Long way to go yet. Long way to go yet.
The Oats Overnight Tournament Summary. 63 entries in this one, 22 remain. More than $4.7 million up top. We recently lost Stephen Chidwick and Nick Schulman.
On that table?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. You guys wanted D-Negs, you got D-Negs. He's in the 1 hole, and he's got ace-10 suited to kick things off.
The man, the myth, the legend. Okay, that's the last time I did it. Maybe not the last.
No,
maybe
more of it.
won't
Every
be the
time he wins a hand, sing it. Who cares? So we did cut out the dinner break.
Yeah.
We have fast-forwarded
Yeah.
in time. Okay, so these players are all feeling nice and full. Maybe they took a nap. I don't know. Jeremy probably had some bone broth or something.
Probably. D-Negs probably got a nap in.
D-Negs, he could have had wine. He could have had
wine.
He could have had a, you know, a fake meat sandwich, a pizza maybe, pasta. I don't know. If you watch his vlogs, you'll know he's all over the place when it comes to the food. Queen Jack 6. Vieira did defend here out of the big blind.
Check.
Vieira and Negreanu did battle plenty on the outer tables with 3 tables left during the last level. They just seem to be heads up in a lot of pots. Negreanu getting the better of Zhao. For the most part, and right here.
Huh?
D-Negs up over $7 million now. The chip leader at this table. One of the biggest stacks remaining in the field with 22 left.
Difference between the colors again.
Zhao here coming with king-queen suited.
And by the way, Donnie, on the Z-Biotics reads, better help, no free ads, of course.
240.
A source, I'll let him or her reveal his or herself, him or herself, if he or she wants. Says they make them stay on exact scripts with these. And say what you want leading into it, which he does, which we've seen him do. But you got to read the script exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
They also tell me to read the scripts exactly.
Don't you tell yourself to
Yeah,
read it? You're the Mark, you're the guy.
But you know, but also, well, I'll say this. How about this? I'll speak to, what's it called?
The source?
No,
Or
what's
Z-Biotics?
the brand? The thing.
Z-Biotics?
Z-Biotics. I'll talk to Z-Biotics. This is free consultation. Jeff gives out free ads. I'm going to give out free consultation. It should be organic. He should go off script.
Because he's great at doing it off script. Because like
And it makes
we've
it
seen
seem
him do
more
it off
real.
script 12 times.
If it's more
and
believable,
it's been awesome.
it's more likely people will purchase the product. So Jeff's giving out free ads. I've given out free consultation. You guys got free poker. I mean, it's just everything is freaking free tonight.
And
okay?
you've got Daniel Negreanu flopping a flush.
Exactly.
What more could you ask for?
And Zhao's going to continue here. Small bet, 150K. You know, that company, I mean, enough people drink wine at the Poker Girl Studio. Maybe we should reach out.
Would work for me. Raise and take it for D-Negs. That source, by the way, if you couldn't have guessed it, it was Amanda Negreanu. She would know.
Shout out Amanda.
Shout out A-Negs, checking out the stream. Could A-Negs be in attendance tomorrow?
She
Just
was
a
there
few more
when he was heads up in the 10K limit Omaha high-low. So.
If he's at the final table, she's going to be there.
All right, we are down to 16 here, playing 2 tables. We're not on the stream table right now, so I can do this. And they're going to try to balance as much as possible, 6 out of the money. And somehow the table with Martin at it. Oh no, got it. What? What does he want? He wants to go pee-pee with me? All right, so we get with this. So they got to catch up. They got to play like 4 hands because we've been playing pretty fast, despite Martin Cabral being at our table, which is a rarity. 20 seconds pre-flop is the rule here, and then 30 post. So that probably helps a lot for us anyway. Okie dokie, looks like we've got 14 left, 4 out of the money, 2 7-handed tables. It's going to be a battle. I don't know if we're going to get there tonight. We'll see. We slipped a little bit. I just lost one little pot here. I opened with 6s to 325 at 160 big, which is a min raise basically. Martin calls, king ace, queen, deuce. He checked, I bet, 225. He called. Turn was a 3. Backdoor runs. He checked, I bet 575 to clear out any sort of king 10 hands. Some queen X too. I think a queen can fold here. My raise came front of the gun 2, I think, or whatever. So he check raised. Obviously, I'm just going to fold that. So we have 5.2, which gives us at the what's going to be 200K big blind. So that's 26 bigs. 26 bigs with 14 left. ICM's going to be a thing. You know, we're not in a dominant position right now, but we're not going to wimp our way in. You know, we're going to play. We're not going to be afraid. Put the chips in.
In your opinion out there, what does GRO stand for? Most specifically, the O.
Oh, baby. Dean Eggs. The birds and just limps in blind versus blind against the chip leader.
Here we go. And Tollerine, of course, with the A7 makes it 700K.
Nothing? Nothing.
1.9.
Raise 1.99.
Rebet to 1.9 from Dean Eggs.
I mean, it does leave the door open.
It does.
For the chip leader to apply max pressure.
We are 2 off the money, so if he thinks he's got fold equity, maybe he puts it in, but
Daniel-san,
he does
you
fold.
learned very well, young Padawan. Now, how it's better to play GRO, yeah? I'm telling you, man.
Rich Ryan in the
Much
chat,
better.
producer
And
Rich
this,
said
young
Negreanu
kids,
is
yeah?
vegan, but he's got the
Easy.
burger.
There we
Really
go.
free race.
There
Daniel,
we go.
Very good. He's my GRO Padawan.
Wish he had kings.
What do you have, Daniel? Kings?
No, I wish he had kings.
What do you have, aces?
Yeah.
You play very good. I think it was one of the greatest limp in poker history. Limpy. Great play. Text it to Amanda, please.
Yeah. I can't text. I follow the rules.
She's watching.
Yeah. Amanda
you
sees it.
follow like 20-25% of the rules which you think is good to follow, right? You're very smart guy. Very smart. Who is the big blind? Cards in the box. Thank you. Which box? The black box?
The same box that you've
black box.
Only box where you
There's
scan
one
your
box.
cards.
First straddle from Daniel today. Daniel likes straddling.
Under the gun, Dean Eggs, Ace, Jack, makes it 400K.
Looks like Orpin
Chris,
busted.
anything there? Anything there? No. Okay. Only 2 jokers I play.
Cabral's got aces.
Oh, no.
Sick. Is this real life? Daniel opens
Oh, no.
and 2 jokers. How he say that with that bitch word? I don't remember. $1.375.
1.375 raise.
Oh, just the snap
Look
fold.
at
What a
Dean
beauty.
Eggs.
Please.
Snaps it into
Just
the
the
muck.
wanna
snap
see?
fold.
Casino Royale. Good play?
You had me beat.
Good play, yeah?
I just had.
I think I played just...
I had one of those cards.
You did? Maybe you should go all in.
I folded ace jack for you.
Maybe you should go all in.
I folded ace jack for you.
And for Andrew.
Late night bubble action here in the WSOP $250,000 super high roller.
What do we do
I'm
here?
Donnie Peters. I got Jeff Platt alongside of
only
me.
play aces, yeah?
We don't ask for much on the YouTube channel, okay? We don't ask for much. That is the currency that I can take to the bosses tomorrow. I can go to Maury and I can say, Maury,
Like
look.
They don't know you, man. They don't know you.
Poker
Terrible.
fans saying,
Really
win or
terrible.
lose,
Oh
I'm
my
proud
God.
of Dean
Can't even
Eggs.
breathe, like.
Wow.
Can't even breathe.
Jack
How is this
8-8.
possible?
Oh, how
What
does
kind
that
of
flop? How is
riddle
this
is this?
possible?
Is it me?
And it's
Can I
important
look
to
at my
note,
cards?
Donnie, and these two were talking about it earlier, Negreanu will care the least out of anybody that
Yes.
just, it's the bubble. Like
Daniel doesn't
you've heard
look
it in the
happy.
vlog,
David,
right?
He doesn't. He never.
Not
looks
nearly as
happy.
ICM conscious.
So, let's do
Wants to win the tournament.
like a bet. About $200. No, 200 euros. Make it expensive for the Romanian.
200, a minimum bet here from Cabral. He flops
Bubble.
trip 8s.
Bubble. No, no, no. Not like that.
A call from Daniel. Daniel also has backdoor diamonds.
it's
and
crazy.
Peters has backdoor
Playing on the bubble.
spades.
750. Whatever's meant to be.
Check raise from D. Peters makes it 750,000. They are hand for hand, so one hand at each
1-4-25.
table.
Wow, D-Nex is going to be able to
Look
get
at that,
away.
and a quick fold out of D-Negs, understandable.
1-4-25, I said. 1-4-25, I said.
Loses the absolute minimum
That's correct, yeah.
again.
Makes the call. This pot, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, is 4.5 million.
On the stone cold bubble of the 250K super high roller.
My time back.
Wow, spade on the turn.
Spades coming in. Peters, ace of spades in his hand. They are mic'd up. The players can't hear them at the table, but we can hear them.
Probably should. You might be safe.
Cabral checks back. 9 of clubs on the end.
Duel's full fucking main events. And it's totally fine in main events. I have no issue with duel.
2 million.
2 million is the
Decision
bet.
time.
Mullen.
Oh, my!
How much?
Oh no! Oh my gosh!
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, this is sick if you're Martin Cabral. Fascinated by this. And Martin lays it down.
David
D.
Peters!
Peters!
Oh, my!
All right, it's official. We're at the final 9. We're in the money, and I'm not gonna lie, this one feels extra sweet. We've obviously cashed in all different formats, every tournament we've cashed, but the no limit's been killing us. And everyone's like, why do you play the big no limits? You're just gonna, you just do good in the 10Ks. We're doing good now. There's only 9 left. We're locked up for 581. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Come on now. I was in a really tough spot because I was a middling stack, and you're not gonna be stupid and just bubble. So there was a couple hands like button I fold Jack 10 off with Ben, a massive chip leader on the small blind. You can't mess with him, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what you got to do. You got to be a sheep sometimes and just bow during that period. Once that's over, handcuffs off. Let's play some poker. How about that? Yeah.
Ace queen here for Daniel. 500K, and Foxton's
Oh.
got a couple of 10s.
With about 20 bigs.
Or a little more.
6-8 I start or something.
We're just going to get it in
Yeah, I
here,
would
yeah?
imagine this is going to be a jam from Foxton.
5,050,000.
Raise 5,050,000.
You all in?
That's all.
I'm all in.
All
Good
right,
luck, Daniel.
here we go.
you.
Negreanu and Foxton all in.
Wow. One of the greatest coin poker history.
Yeah, one of the
Foxton, the player,
Queen.
at risk.
Let's
Couple
do
of
that.
10s.
2 outer after flop.
Negreanu covers
do
with
that.
ace queen.
Yeah.
Negreanu lost, though. He'd be whittled down to about 8 big blinds.
Very
All right,
nice
chat,
play,
let's
Daniel.
hear it.
Thank you.
Very nice.
I agree.
Let's hear
Just
it.
two outs
What do you
after
want to
flop.
happen?
You
Let's
want
go,
hippo
let's
power?
go.
Do you want hippo power or not?
I believe you.
Oh, this is
You want?
massive.
Yes or no?
I believe you. I believe you.
Davies
queen
on
of
his
diamonds.
feet.
Or my friend Daniel.
10,
not like that.
6,
Jack.
4.
Jack.
That gives Foxton a hammer lock on this hand. 7 on the turn is going to lock it up. Alex Foxton doubles through Daniel Negreanu. Ace on the river, a little bit of
What a
salt in the
tease.
wound there. Brian Springman with
What
the
is
$5
this guy
donation
doing?
says
You wanna
Martin
trust-
Cabral is the most
you wanna bust
entertaining
Daniel? I
player
can
to
feel
watch in poker today, and it's
Crazy
not
gamble
close.
shot with
Hippo
tens, and now this.
power.
550.
Hard to argue that point.
Sorry, 650.
I mean, he's truly,
What is
truly
this?
entertaining.
Is it personal? Personal?
You either love
wanna
to watch
bust
him or
the
you hate
super-
to watch
super
him. There's
poker
really no in
poker
between.
star?
Always.
It's not nice. Right?
Uh-oh.
Oh, this could
Really
be
not
tricky here. Foxen with the raise to 650.
10 seconds.
I'm gonna use my first time extension.
Wow. Between call and
Ooh.
Yeah.
Things getting
He
interesting.
said, yeah, I'm between call or jam.
Extension.
Really the first one. Funny.
Zach with another donation. Appreciate it. A lot of donations tonight. Appreciate all that love from you guys out there.
I'm all in.
And Daniel jams. The bad news comes right away in the form of a snap
Hey,
call from
9
Alex
ball.
Fox, and he's got Negreanu
9 ball.
dominated. All right, chat, you're going to have to will this one home if you want a D-Negs double up. He's going to need a 9. Ace-King for Alex Fox and Ace-9 for Negreanu. Negreanu got short when he doubled up Fox, and his Ace-Queen went
Right.
down to Foxen's 10s.
So I think a 9's fair. I think Foxen would agree. He won the flip against Negreanu. Let Negreanu
Exactly.
have the smaller one. It's gonna
That's
be
not
tough.
that good. King 10-6. Negreanu's going to need a ton of help. Only 2% here.
Find some hope.
GG, Daniel.
3 on the turn is going to do it. Daniel Negreanu.
You need these.
Ninth place, $531,000 for him. He was only in for 1 bullet. We heard from Amanda. He was only in once, so decent profit there.
You don't have time, Max?
And we'll see him
but I
in
think
the
we're
next
getting
event tomorrow here at
we
the
just keep it
2025
moving? I
World
mean,
Series
it's-
of Poker. Another deep run, another
No, we can
final
do that
table
while
for
we're playing.
D-Negs.
All right, people. So we have a 2nd, we have a 7th, we have an 8th, we have a 9th, we have an 11th, we have a 51st. We have a lot of stuff. This one, bittersweet. You know, you're certainly happy for the big cash, right? First no limit, but you know, I'm sitting on 6.8 million. That's pretty good. And then if I bust Alex that hand, it's a it's a flip. I'm looking at 12 million in chips with 8 remaining. But we lost the flip, you know? It was like, I think it was the only flip I played the entire tournament. The other all-in I had was aces against ace-queen suited. So, what did I do? I played the best I could. I'm not obviously disappointed, you know, because it's a lot of money up there. 4.7 million. You guys have a piece. Would have been nice. And obviously, I win that pot. I'm on my way. Good opportunity, but you know, I'm not going to be so down. We're having a good series, guys. We're going to just keep on trucking. I'll probably stay here because it's 12:30 already. And then look at the schedule. I think we can jump into a 10K Raz. You know how we do in them 10K mix. Keep the ball rolling. So, all right, peeps. Is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Such is life. Ding. Peace, y'all.